Today I'm checking out this GoldenMate 12.8 volt 100 amp hour battery that was sent to me so I could do this review. I am going to do a capacity test on this battery, see how much power we can get out of it once it's fully charged, and then I'm going to do a teardown. We're going to see what's inside this battery, see how the components are put together, and what type of components are in it. So to start with, it is a standard 12.8 volt 100 amp hour. It is in a Group 31 case, so it's in a more standardized case that you would see from lead acid batteries. It does have an IP67 rating, so this would be good for boats or wet environments. Great trolling motor battery. It has this handle that is removable by just popping out these pieces on the side and taking off the handle. When you get it out of the box, it has the manual and it comes with a set of wire connectors right here that will work with these lugs on here. These are M8s. It does come with the bolts already in it and these little protectors so keep you from shorting out the battery accidentally. The case itself, what I really like about it, and it's very common with the GoldenMates, is they have a screwed together case. So this isn't just like a big hunk of plastic glued together that you have to cut open. This one, you can just pop these little dust covers out, take the screws out, and then pull this thing apart. So it is a really easy battery to disassemble, check it out, put it back together. Don't even know the difference. The BMS in here is a 100 amp BMS that does have Bluetooth. So this is a Bluetooth capable battery, which I love on batteries because it makes it so easy to just check it from your phone. And it does have a 200 amp burst rate, discharge rate. It says for up to 5 seconds. So all the specs that you want to see in a quality 12.8 volt 100 amp hour battery. So what I am going to do now is hook this up to do a capacity test. All right, so I've got this 5000 BTU AC unit plugged into this 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter. The pure sine wave inverter is hooked up to this GoldenMate battery that I'm capacity testing, and I have a battery monitor that's sitting on top of that inverter, and it is monitoring just the power coming out of the battery. It's not monitoring the efficiency of the inverter or anything. It just wants to know how much power is being pulled out of that battery so we can get a good idea of what it's holding. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the inverter, which should kick off this whole process. So the inverter's turned on. Now I'm turning on the AC unit. So when I kicked on that AC unit, that inrush of power happened when it kicked off the motor. It handled that with no problem. Now it's going to be pulling about 500 to 600 watts on a mostly constant basis because it is pretty hot outside and I've got that thing turned all the way down, but we're gonna see just how many watt hours we get out of this battery. I'll come back when it's empty. All right, so if you can see there in the battery monitor, we've already surpassed 100 amp hours. We're fixing to hit its max kilowatt hours, which would be 1.28, but it's at 1.26, but it does have a little bit of power left. Any minute now, the battery's either going to kick off or the inverter's going to kick off for low voltage, but the battery says it's actually 100% used. So we've gotten everything that we expect to get out of the battery. I'm just going to let this thing finish up. Well, there it goes. So that's it. It's beeping. I'm going to go ahead and kill it, but the capacity test is good. It definitely lives up to its ratings. So I went ahead and took off all these little dust covers. These little rubber pieces here, they go on top of their screws. In each one of these, there's 8 holes on the top. Each one of them have a Phillips head screw. Unscrewed those, and now the top will come off. It was stuck on there pretty well because this part of the bottom of the case is pushed into this rubber seal here when it's all nice and tight. So I had to kind of break that seal a little bit. But that's what keeps it waterproof, that seal. It has 2 8-gauge positive and 2 8-gauge negative wires. And it's got a huge BMS. This is a very large BMS that covers the whole top. Really nice thick bus bars. As you can see right here, there's a part number. It looks like TC1601-01-100. So I hit that QR code and it just brought up a number, really didn't do much. Turning it around, I see here it says GoldenMate T104-001-A05. And I was gonna pull this out, this housing piece. There's another case inside of here, and the rest of this is just covered with foam. But what you can see on this side is there is 4 bolts here, and same thing over here. They're all glued, and they're holding in these cylinder cells. So this entire thing is built with cylinder cells. You can see right here, it's got the battery management systems on it. Looks like this is probably the Bluetooth chip. It's all soldered well and looks like a nice battery. So yeah, it looks like it's made of quality materials. Looks like it's built well. I wouldn't have any worries about buying multiple of these to say put in the RV or put on my boat. This one's actually going to go in my pontoon boat to run the trolling motor that's on it. And it looks like it's going to be a nice trouble-free battery. Well, I hope this information was helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all take care.